Hi, this is Coach Ray, and I just wanted to stop by. I mean, it's been a while since I've done a video, but I really have been watching, silently on social media and watching, people going from this mentor to this person to this coach to this program to this fill in the blank, and what I've gotten clear is that, people are seeking, they are searching, they are looking for the answer that's going to create the life that they love. And let me first start off and say that I'm suffering with a little head cold. So if you hear me swallowing and sniffing, that's the reason why. But I didn't want to wait to do this video. I really felt it on my heart to share this because, I've been fortunate. And I've had people come to me and they have said, Ray, what is the secret? How is it that you went from, living in the ghetto of Detroit, being a domestic violence victim and, being a single mother on welfare? How did you go from that person to the person you are now? Award-winning business strategist, a best-selling author, really having a successful business and really passionate about doing what I love. How did that shift? Going from surviving to thriving. And when I thought about it, I realized that there really were, as Tony Robbins would say, success leaves clues. There really were clues, and there really were, um, when I look at it, 5 principles that I implement into my life, and I still do it on a regular basis as I'm looking to up level and as I'm working with my one-on-one coaching clients. I use this to diagnose and see specifically where are they and where is the gap, what's stopping them, what is the stopping point. Because what I will share with you is that many people will go so far and then it seems like they hit that proverbial wall, right? It's the stopping point, and it's almost as if they're self-sabotaging, and really the answer comes in to this formula. So let's talk about it. So the first step when I'm working with a client is I really want to find out specifically what is the results. What is the results? What is the results or the goals? What is it that you're trying to achieve? And that could be within your relationships, that could be within your business. A lot of people will come to me and say, hey, I want to break 6 figures, I want to break 7 figures, I want to create a business around my lifestyle. What's the result? And then once you know what the result is, then it's like peeling an onion. The next step I'm looking at is what are the behaviors and the habits that that individual must have, must implement in order to achieve their results. And what you will find is that many people will say they want a specific goal, and yet their behaviors and their habits do not support it. I can use myself as an example. My goal is to give back 5 pounds to the universe that do not belong to me. That's my goal. In the past, not now, in the past, my habit or my behavior was to eat a Twinkie. Can you see how that's out of alignment? Can you see how that's not going to get me the result? So many times it's just a matter of looking at what is the person's results in relationship, or let me say it this way, what is the person's behaviors and what are the habits that they're implementing that is either supporting their results or stopping them from achieving their results. So that's the second step. So let's say that they have the right habits and they have the right behavior, but they're not getting their results. Then we go a level deeper. The next layer is the mindset. So do you have stinking thinking, as I like to call it? What is your mindset? Is your mindset supporting you? Do you have a growth mindset or do you have a fixed mindset? Where are you? And if you have a fixed mindset, you will only go so far, and you will find that the fact that you're doing the habits, you're not going to get the results because your mindset is fixed. Instead of having an open growth mindset, instead of being curious, instead of being open to the opportunity, instead of not being shut down in your need for being right versus being just curious of how things could be different. Having a growth mindset allows you to expand, and it gives you that behavior that you need, the habits that you need that ultimately gets you the results. This is where I find people get stuck though. is their beliefs. And the reason why is because most people really don't understand belief systems. They don't understand that your beliefs is almost like that tape playing in the background. If you think of your computer, right? I could be on Microsoft Word and I can have my Outlook open and I can, be on the internet and I have all of these programs and you'll find that the system is basically playing in the background. Windows, right? That's a system. It's playing in the background and you're not even aware of it. Well, that's how belief systems are. Many of us have limiting beliefs that's playing in the background. We're not even aware of it. And that's what's stopping us. And so we'll go so far and we're like, I'm doing the right things. I have the right mindset. I'm a growth mindset. I'm open to possibilities. I got the right habits in place. And yet I'm stuck. And it's because of what you believe. What do you believe? Do you believe that you're good enough? Do you believe that you're worthy enough? Do you believe that you're loved? Do you believe that you deserve all of the wonderful things that this world have to offer? If you don't, then you're going to find yourself sabotaging. And you won't do it on a conscious level. You just won't show up for the meeting. You won't make the sales call. You won't send out the marketing. You won't take the order. You won't ask for the order. You won't ask that woman for a date. You won't accept that man's offer for a date, right? You will do things on a subconscious level that will stop you from achieving your results. So you're saying, Ray, wow, this is not very motivating. Here's the reality. The reality is that that's just the tip of the iceberg. Because the thing that really stops people, what I call the rubber meets the road, is this term. And it's called your self-concept. You see, I was that person. I was the person who was working on myself, did all the seminars. I had the right habits in place. I had the right mindset, the right behavior. I shifted my beliefs and I still couldn't figure it out. It was like I'm missing a piece. I'm right on the edge. I'm right there. What's stopping me? It was this, my self-concept. Well, what is your self-concept, you might ask? Well, your self-concept is actually broken down into three areas. The first one is your self-image. How do you see yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you say, you're so beautiful? Or do you say, oh, wow, I look really tired. Oh, I'm getting old. I'm getting wrinkled. Oh, I'm getting this gray in my hair. Oh, I'm too fat. Oh, I'm this. What do you see yourself? Or what do you say to yourself when you look at yourself? And many people, they miss the opportunity by just, the answer is really clear just by looking at how you show up in the world. Do you actually show up with your makeup on? I'm not saying that you always have to wear makeup, but do you show up at your best? Or do you just throw on anything and you don't even iron your clothes? That shows me how you see yourself. So it starts off with your self-image, and then it's your self-esteem. Do you love yourself? Do you value yourself? Do you appreciate yourself? I have times where students will, or my clients would come to me and, they would say, oh, I was this, that, and the other. I didn't get this done because of whatever, fill in a blank. And I would say, okay, what did you get done? Tell me what you did get done. And then they would go on and say, oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. I was like, stop. I'm sorry, you don't get to talk to my client like that. And the moment I say that, they always laugh, but it was at that moment, there's a shift that happened. They realized, wow, I'm really using self-defeating language. So how do you see yourself? And then the last piece, which wanted to escape from me, is your self-ideals. See, this is in real time. And I'm a big believer that done is better than perfect, people. For those of you, I'm a recovering perfectionist, and I'm not going to even edit it. What do you view? What are your worldview? That's what self-ideals are. What are your worldviews? And here's the thing about your self-ideals. You weren't given them. They were imprinted and programmed when you were little. by your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, your pastor, your priest, your rabbi, all of their worldviews, they imprinted and programmed inside of you. So when you talk about money and your beliefs around money, I think about myself, my parents, when I was growing up, they told me two things. Ray, you don't ask people for money, and two, you don't talk to strangers. Well, tell me, how does that serve me as an entrepreneur? It does not, right? And so those worldviews might have, they supported me when I was younger. They kept me safe. And a lot of us are allowing the programming from our past when we were children to dictate who we show up as an adults. So how do we shift? That's the $1,000,000 question. It starts with awareness. And what I will share with you is when you get clear, when you understand that in order for you to get the results that you want, that it first starts off with alignment, alignment with your habits and your behaviors, alignment with your mindset, alignment with your belief system, and alignment with your self concept. And once all of those things align, then you move from struggle to allowing to flow. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people struggling, trying to make things happen versus allowing and allowing things to flow naturally. And that's because you're out of alignment. It starts with the inner game, looking inside, looking inside, looking inside. And when you work on yourself, when you deal with the mindset, when you deal with your belief system, when you deal with shifting these things, I promise you, I can guarantee you, I'm a living witness of it. Your life will forever be changed. Thanks for listening. This is Coach Ray saying, as always, live boldly, authentically, and courageously. Bye.